Here we are going to have a commentary on the poem Animals composed by Walt Whitman, which forms a part of syllabus of BCA first year, second semester. Born in 1819, Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist, and a journalist. Walt Whitman is among the most influential poets of America and often called the father of free verse. As a humanist, Walt Whitman has always praised the individual. He imagined a democratic nation composed of unique but equal individuals. The poem Animals by Walt Whitman is a direct comparison between animals and human beings. In this poem, Whitman has shown that animals are better than human beings as they are more genuine and empathetic than humans. The poem Animals shows the love of the poet for the animals. Walt Whitman in the poem Animals wants to tell us that humans have become complicated and false beings. They have forgotten their true quality, their true nature. They want to earn more money. They want to possess more material things. They want to live luxurious life, possessing each luxury of the world. They do not hesitate to commit any sin for the sake of possessing money and possessions. Their sins have made them restless. Humans trouble their companions discussing their duties to God. On the other hand, animals are free from all types of trivial anxieties and fakeness, so they are still living their natural life. According to Whitman, animals are complacent, calm, self contained, satisfied, unlike humans. Now we will have stanza-wise explanation of the poem. The first stanza of the poem goes, I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. In this stanza, the poet has expressed his desire to turn into an animal and live with them as he is overwhelmed to notice their calmness and the purity of their minds. Unlike human beings, animals seem so contained with their lives and they are happy in their natural surroundings, their natural environment. The simple lives of animals help them to maintain self-control and their rationality. Whitman stands and looks at them for a long time. In the phrase long and long, the implied expression is the longing that the poet feels for these two qualities in human beings. He feels that self-control and rationality should be a part of human nature, but these qualities are not there. The second stanza of the poem goes, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. The poet is quite happy with the fact that animals do not complain and cry about their condition or lot like human beings. They eat and sleep peacefully as they have nothing to worry about, while human beings, because of their wrongdoings, are unable to do so and thus cannot sleep without worrying about them. They commit sins to possess more and more material things. Humans, even after committing sins, talk about God, rightness, goodness, religion, duty, while animals are simple creatures and they do not need to worry about praying to God. Whitman here means that since animals are so pure, they do not pray to God for forgiveness for their sins or ask God to fulfill their ill desires like human beings. Human beings do not hesitate to commit the dire sins to fulfill their desires. And after committing sins, they pray to God for forgiveness. They feel that God will not see their wrongdoings. God will not see the impurity of their minds. The human beings live a fake life. They are not satisfied their condition. God has created human beings in his own image. But the human beings have forgotten the fact. They are possessing the powers of God, but they are using it not satisfactorily. They are not doing their duty. They are not possessing their virtues, which should be a part of their character. The third stanza of the poem goes, "Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth." In this stanza, the poet says that animals may not possess material things like human beings, but they possess the virtues of heart. They are happy and satisfied without all the worldly items, without all the worldly luxuries, the desire of which has affected the human beings very badly. The desire to own things has been called mania, has been called a madness by Whitman. Animals are free from the habit of praying to their ancestors. When the poet says, "Not one is respectable," he means that since all of the animals are equal, there is no question of giving respect to some and insulting the others. All these features of animals make them happy, make them uncomplaining, make them satisfied with their condition. The last stanza of the poem, "So they show their relations to me, and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself, they evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them?" In the last stanza, the poet feels that animals represent human beings in some way. It means that animals seem to have what human beings used to have sometimes ago. That is, virtues like kindness, self-containment, and innocence. They are symbolic values which are lost somewhere. He believed that civilization has corrupted the human beings. Instead of teaching the values to them, it has taught them greed. It has taught them cunningness. He believes in this poem that humans dropped these virtues a long time ago and have forgotten their value. Thank you.